Good morning, students. Welcome back to one more session on Business Studies Grade 12. Today we are going to start with a new topic, a new chapter, Chapter 5, Organizing. Very important chapter. Organizing is the second step in the management process. The first step being planning. Today we will try to understand how significant is organizing by looking into the case study of Wipro. Today we will understand the case study of Wipro. Wipro is a popular firm, popular technology-based consultancy services in India. This is led by Ms. Aziz Premji, and this case study dates back to 2006. Now let's understand what's the case here. Wipro Technologies always felt competitive with two firms, that is IBM and Accenture. Once in an interview, Premji clearly said that Accenture is one such company that was able to grow with an increase of 20,000 employees in a span of 3 years. In a span of 3 years, Accenture was able to increase the number of its employees to 20,000. Extra 20,000 was added to its employee base. Now, IBM is also known for its employee base. The strength of both the companies lies with its employees and the way they organize things. So here Wipro clearly said that in a span of another 4 to 5 years, they are planning to expand around 1,50,000 to 2 lakhs. They want to grow this size in a span of 2 to 3 years. This size simply means that you are going to recruit that many number of people. That simply means you must have so much of work in hand to allot to them. That means you are increasing your production, you are increasing your services, you are adding up value not only to the customer but also you are increasing the production or the management burden. You are going to manifold your activities. That simply means that what was the technique adopted by Wipro? Now Wipro here clearly says that amongst all management functions, when you look about the management functions, there is a process, it is a chain. In this chain, when I say management process, the first step is planning. What do you do in planning? In planning, we decide the number of, we decide the goals, the objectives, the strategies, we lay down the policy, we lay down the budgets, rules, regulations, everything is done in planning. Basically in planning, physically we have not done anything, everything is done mentally. You are thinking in advance and doing. This is the first stage. And the second stage is organizing. So, Premji clearly said that if I am able to manage this stage of management, I will be really very successful. And definitely we have a lot of lessons to be learned out of Premji's vision on this area of organizing. Now what did he do? He had dominated. What did he say? I want to dominate customer value first. There are so many objectives inside an organization. Specific objectives, single plan, single use plan, standing plan, rules, regulations, policies, varieties of plans are there. But he said one of the goals of Wipro was customer value, providing customer value. So he said, I am going to dominate this. I am going to give a lot of emphasis on this and I am going to ask my team to focus on customer relationship. That is giving more preference to customer value, and he modified a lot of his product base. Today, as a technology service provider, they are giving a lot of tough and competition to IBM and Accenture. And how it is a possibility? Because they focused, Aziz Premji focused a lot on the second aspect of management, that is organizing. What is organizing? Organizing is nothing but it is a translation or transition of your plans into action. This planning, whatever you decided, this is the goal of my company. The goal of Aziz Premji was to modify customer value or increase the customer value. So here in the planning stage he decided this is the goal and he actually made the goal into a reality in the organizing stage. In organizing is a stage where your plans come into or convert into actions. That is a transition stage. Clearly understood? So the first stage of management process is planning, which we have completed. In plans you establish goals, objectives and tasks to be completed, and all those tasks are put into action in the organizing stage. In organizing stage I decide the structure of the organization. As and when the number of people increase in my organization, if I have 4 people to work, suppose I'm a sole trader, I have 4 members in my small shop to be managed. One person is enough. I can handle him. I can handle 4 people. But when I have 4,000 employees, I definitely need subheads. I need the top level, middle level and the lower level management. Deciding the structure or deciding the design of the organization is what we are going to understand in this chapter. How the work is actually done, how division of labor happens, how work is allotted to each and every one. All these things would be discussed in this topic. Basically, for success of any organization, goal has to be there, but the goal to become a real life dream, organizing is critically very, very important. Right? Now let's move to the PPT. Okay. Here, when we talk about the meaning of organizing, we are into the topic organizing. When we talk about the meaning of organizing, it essentially implies that it is a process that coordinates the human efforts. That human efforts assembles the resources, integrates both into a unified whole to be utilized for achieving specified objectives. See, for manufacturing or for production or for bringing a product into existence, a lot of resources are required. Men, money, machine, land, factors of production. All those factors of production, optimum utilization of factors of production, the right combination of factors of production is decided in organizing. So this is critically very, very important stage, right? As I told you, it means translating your plans into action. In the first stage of management process, you have made a plan. That plan, you are translating it into a action, right? Now it leads to creation of structure. There are 2 kinds of structure for your syllabus, children. One is called divisional structure, another one is called functional structure. We will be looking deep into it in further classes. But in organizing stage only, you will decide what structure. A company or any kind of business has to decide what structure. Structure is very, very important, children. Without structure means, have you seen in our school entrance, when you go to Kanchan ma'am's office, in the entrance only you have a very big structure. The organization chart is there. Director, then after director it is a principal, after principal the operations head, after operations head the PGT teachers, like that the order of hierarchy is also mentioned. All these are examples of structure. Structure is very, very important, and in this chapter you will be understanding which structure is more suitable for what kind of organization. So skilled people, now what is organizing? It means that I am designing the roles to be suitably filled by, I am bringing together all the factors of production and making the best possible use of them. To bring all the factors of production together, I need organizing. Clear? And optimum utilization. There should not be any ambiguity in performance of the duty. That is, before I hire any person. So after this organizing only, you have another function. The immediate function after organizing is staffing, about which you will learn in further classes. But before staffing is done, organizing and deciding the structure has to happen. How many places you need, how many people you need, and what kind of structure you are going to adopt. And no ambiguity. After I join as a person, after I join as an accountant, I should have clarity what kind of work I should do. So you should have things readily organized, kept in that place. Right thing at the right place at the right time should be already done, and that is done in the organizing stage. Organizing essentially implies it is a process where I am going to coordinate the human efforts, assemble the resources and integrate into unified one. Means, and after coming into an organization or into an enterprise or business, you should not feel I am Shreya, I am one of the employees. I should work as a unified whole. The men, money, machine, materials, everything that is there inside an organization should be for the purpose of achieving, optimally utilized for the purpose of achieving organizational goal. Now let us look into the steps involved in organizing process. Pause.
Start.
So yes, children, we were trying to understand about the steps involved in this organizing. Very simple, there are only 4 steps involved in organizing process, critically very, very important. The first one is, before we try to understand the steps in organizing process, we will understand a small example that is given in your textbook. This is related to the school library. Now we'll assume 12C is the most responsible class amongst every other class at the school. We'll assume like that. Now principal ma'am decided that the few students of 12C, they will be involved in helping the school during the summer vacation, and they will be helping the school with regard to the library work. So you all will be helping Sonia ma'am. Now the point here is there will be old books that have to be escorted, few damaged books that have to be escorted, few magazines that are not of any use now, they are outdated, or probably there is critically not great information about it. There are certain categories of books, maybe bookworms have come. There are few books that are very very expensive and precious, have to be preserved properly. Few books that are only for teachers' purpose, few books that are cannot be lent to the students, and there is a new load of lorry that is going to bring a lot of books and dump into the library. Order has to be placed for new variety of books. Now you are interested with all those things. When new books come, remember there will be cartons that have to be, you have to dispose the cartons. So there are so much of work. Now because principal ma'am praised you in the assembly and said that 12C will be taking care of it, now all of you are in full energy. The number of children that are participated in 12C is, so few of them said that they won't be able to turn up during the summer holidays. Around 20 of you have decided to turn up to the school and help and finish the task in a week's time. Completely the entire task of restructuring and redesigning, remodeling the library, making new posters, making the outlook of the library has to change. Now this is a task given to you. How will you do? First of all, you all people, if you start working in your own way. Now Kush came, he started working his own way. He started preparing a list of books. Atiti comes, she prepares her own list. Then comes Incha Munshi, she says her own list. Pranav comes, he turns up and says, no, I am going to put the shelf that side. Sanchit says, no, I am going to place this book here. Another one says all science fiction in one library, one place he has kept, and another fellow comes and keeps literature in it. Some romantic novels in it. So there is a chaos, there is confusion. To avoid all this, what you have to do? Sit down calmly, have a meeting with all the 20 of you in the presence of Sonia ma'am. Have to sit down calmly and try to understand how the work goes on. You have to make an organizing, you have to divide the work. Okay, all the science fiction will be given to Sanchit. All the literature related work will be given to Pranav. All the mathematics related books will be given to Atiti. All the business related books will be given to Himanshi. All the small children comics depending upon their grades. Grades 1, 2, 3 to Srija, grade 3, 4, 5 to Bhavesh. Like that you are dividing. And then you are trying to design. Now Kushi Bandari comes in because she is good in her creativity. You are asking her to design charts to make the library look better. So now you have divided the work. Now there is organizing. Now everybody knows what work they have to do. They have a task in hand. Now they will work properly. Otherwise what you people will do? You will work on your own. Right? You will try to work and put. Now Moksh comes, he says, I will take care of the cartons. Now new lorry is going to come, a lorry load of books is going to come. Who is going to take care of it? Now few of you volunteer for that task. Like probably Siri goes in for the load to be taken care of. Like that few of you will go for the load to be taken care of at that stage. Vanilla is there. She, Siri along with few other students will go, like Vanshika, Yashvi, they'll go to the lorry, they pick up the goods, they'll make sure that the cartons are displaced properly and the new books are allotted, separated, segregated. So this is what is called organizing children. This is a simple example. In an office it is done. So now after understanding the school library example, you yourself know now what is the first step, what is the second step, what is the third step and the fourth step. Now let's see the first step, that is identification and division of work. In identification and division of work, first thing you have to understand is, first you should be having a plan. That is the first stage of management process. First you should be having a plan, and according to the plan, according to the information that is there determined already in the plan, you will decide the division, dividing the work. Acha, plan ye hai, principal ma'am has asked us to allot the books in the library or change the structure of library. Why will you go to chemistry lab? You have no business to work in chemistry lab or biology lab. Your business is with library, so you know what is the plan. You are aware of what is the goal given to you, right? So the first step in the process of organizing is involving the identification and division of work, and this identification of division of work has to critically be based on the plan that is already decided. Okay, now how to decide the work? खाली आप क्या कर रहे हो, कुश इज एक्टिव बोल के किसको क्या बोल रहे हो, ऑलवेज ही इज वेरी एक्टिव ना, विल डंप हेवी वर्क ऑन हिम एंड वी विल डू स्मॉल वर्क. You can't do that way. The division of work is has to be done into manageable activities. If you overstrain somebody and give less work for somebody, somebody is not working only just because they are having boredom at home, they are coming to school and doing the library work. No, it's not like that. You have to take some seriousness into the work. So you have to divide the work into manageable activities, manageable divisions or units, and duplication should be avoided. Kush has already written the list, and again this Pranav goes and writes a fresh list. Both the lists are same. Waste of time, energy and effort. So there should be you should be avoiding the duplication of efforts. So you should see that every person is allotted as much work as he is capable, physically and mentally capable of doing. Right? Now comes the next one, that is departmentation. Inside an organization or office kind of setup, department is very very important. There has to be a human resource department, a purchase department, a sales department, like that. Every department should be divided, every task has to be. Finally all the departments, what are they doing? They are going to achieve the objective of the organization. But before that, I should know where I am supposed to sit. I am recruited as a sales executive. I should be representing sales department or a maximum of marketing team. What work I have in the finance department, I should not be sitting there and wasting their time. So here, once work has been divided into small and manageable, first stage is identification and division of work. Now when small, everybody has got one work divided into activities, and items that are of similar nature should be grouped together. Now, the one who is responsible for science friction, all the science should be grouped in one. 4-5 people are doing science friction, and that team is headed by Sanchit, we'll assume. So, that Sanchit team is science friction team. Literature is Aditi Mittal. So, along with her, 5 people are there. Like that, you have to group, so that there is the same way in the office. All sales related files in sales department, marketing related ledgers and files in marketing department, all the personal human resource related stuff in the HR department. Like that, every department should be there. Such sets, it will enable you to specialize. I need not focus on sales if I am an accountant, because my specialization, my ability is accounts. So I'll be in the accounts department. I will focus on my work. If I'm able to do that piece of work that is allotted to me in a proper and efficient manner, I am contributing to the organizational goal. But if I am not allotted the work, what will I do? I will go here, I will go there, I will sab mein muh rakhte. Everywhere you will spoil. So what work is given to you, you should complete that work only. It enables you to specialize. When you repeatedly do a particular task again and again, it enables you to gain confidence over the task and gain specialization. So this grouping process is referred to as departmentalization. I am again repeating, for the sake of specialization, when task is grouped into separate category, such a kind of grouping is called departmentalization. Very important objective question for boards. Departments can be created in several criteria are there. Some office now for them, north, south, it's a national level office. North zone, south zone, west zone, east zone. They divide on the basis of directions. Some people like Hindustan Unilever, they divide according to their products. Shampoos and all one category, soaps and all one category, then conditioners one category, the detergents one category, the perfumes one category, the water purifier section is another category. They depend upon the product lines that they have. Right? It depends on you. You can divide the work based on the zones, or you can divide on the product lines. However, division of work is a mandatory requirement. Right? After departmentalization, the next one is assignment of duties. What is this assignment of duties? आप सब लोगों को अपना अपना डिपार्टमेंट मिल गया. Everybody came and everybody has got a department. Now in this department I have to assign duties. Such assignment of duties should match the physical and mental health of the person to whom you are assigning. I don't need a six-pack to do a balance sheet. I need the mentality of a chartered accountant to do it. Right? I see assignment of duties. It is necessary. I have to allocate the work to the employees. While allocating the work, my educational qualification, my technical skills, my abilities, everything should be tested, and then I should be allotted to the work. Now when I am allotting a person to such a kind of work, my physical and mental fitness is very very important, children. So here they say that jobs are allotted to members, and it is essential that for effective performance there has to be a match. The nature of job should match the ability of the individual. If you ask me to work in chemistry lab or a bio lab, or ask me to teach biology, I will be a disaster, because that's not my cup of tea. I don't know anything about it. I may not be able to do a good job. Right? So thereby in the office also, if you ask me to do something related to HR or finance, I'll be able to do. If you put me into engineering task of working with the machines or working with the computer system in the IT department, I'm a big zero. So I'll be a failure there. Right? I think you people know this. You shouldn't be judging a fish by its ability to crawl the tree or climb the tree. Fish is very good in water. Same way you have to understand your employees also. People, before recruiting them, understand their nature of job and their educational qualification. A person is an aeronautical engineer, you are asking him to do a banker's job, doesn't match. Is going to be a failure there, and one failure is good enough for you to destroy the entire organization's goal. Right? So for effective performance, a match has to be made. Again, you have to assign the work who are best fitted to perform it. If I am asking a particular, say the other day I asked Jayant to coordinate with the email IDs because I felt like he is best fit for that work. He will be able to help me out. I can call him a little late in the night. That's not going to be an issue. So depending upon the assignment, depending upon the work, right? The ability of the person is very, very important. You have to judge the ability of the person, see his educational qualification, academic performances, what are extracurricular activities, whether he is marketing people. Definitely in today's world they need a bike. A two-wheeler or a four-wheeler is very, very important. If you don't know to drive a two-wheeler and a four-wheeler and you have a good PG in marketing and you are a gold medalist also, it is a little doubt that you will get through the interview at the stage 1 of marketing job. So critically, certain areas you need the physical and mental fitness. Establishing and reporting relationships. Now I have merely allocated the work, that is not enough. Who has to report to whom? I told you, literature people will be reporting to Atiti and science fiction people will be reporting to Sanchit. Like that, one department. Each individual should also know who he has to take orders from, who is his immediate boss, who is his team lead, who is the assistant manager, who is the general manager, what is the hierarchy, who is the supreme authority in this business, maybe the chairman or the MD, who is the one who is the topmost in power, and accordingly whom am I supposed to report. My accounts ledger prepare karke, after preparing the accounts ledger, I will not go straight to the CEO, hello I prepared my ledger. No, that's not going to work. How you are going to do? You are going to give it to your accounts department head or your immediate team lead. So the establishment of such clear relationships, hierarchical structure should be there. Scalar chain, who after whom, who is bigger to me, who is my boss, who is my immediate boss, that should be made known to the employees. Otherwise they will prepare and they will sit like that only. They don't know where to submit. You will not be submitting your economics material to me because I have nothing to do with it. You will submit it to your economics teacher. Same way, business studies you will be submitting it to me. Like that only, children. What work has to be submitted, from where you have to take orders and from to where you have to submit your work is also very, very important. And that is done by establishing reporting relationships. Right? This is the last step that is involved in your organizing. So in organizing, we saw that it is the next stage of planning. First thing, what happens in organizing? It translates the plan into action. What do they do in organizing? They bring together all the resources, men, money, machine, material, everything is brought together and it is organized, kept ready for people to work. I am going to decide the structure. I am also going to decide the optimum combination of both. How much of machine should be placed in accounts department, how many systems, how many air conditions, everything is done in this stage, right? And then we understood the 4 important steps in organizing. That is, the first one is identification and division of work, second one is departmentalization, the third one is assigning, and the third one is assignment of duties, and the fourth one is establishing relationship. Duty assign karke nokko chodo, you have to assign the duties for them. I mean, who has to report to whom. Also, we understood that one of the technical giants in our country, Wipro was a success. Wipro states, Aziz Premji clearly states that the success of Wipro is solely because he had paid lot of attention to the second stage of management, that is organizing. He clearly focused on the number of people or the category or the structure, whether it is divisional structure or a functional structure, and how he has utilized the men inside the organization in combination with the materials. That combination has brought about success for him. Today we cannot deny the success of Wipro. Not only they are providing technology consultancy services, they are also into fantastically grooming inside or penetrated clearly inside the customer product base. As FMCG products also, they are very, very successful. So with this, we are completing the introduction related to organizing. What is organizing? It is second stage of management. First stage being planning. After organizing, which stage comes? Staffing comes. But before you recruit people, what you should do? You should keep table, chair, pen, pencil, rubber, stationery, fan, electricity, machine, computer, everything ready. That keeping everything ready is called organizing. Clearly understood? And organizing, you decide the structure of the organization. There are 4 important steps. I am repeating one more time. First one is division of work. Second one is departmentalization. Third one is assigning duties. After you assign duties, what you have to tell? You also have to inform them the relationship. Whom has to report to whom. Clear? With this, we wind up our session. Thank you and have a fantastic day.